What if I told you some immigrants in America believe Black Americans are partly responsible for deportations? Not the government, not immigration law, not even ICE, but Black Americans. That is exactly what is being said online in growing number of videos, where some immigrants claim they supported movements like Black Lives Matters, but now feel that support isn't being returned. So, what's actually going on here? Why are some immigrants blaming Black Americans for deportations? And does the claim actually hold up? Today we are breaking down the videos, the arguments being made, and the reality behind deportation policy in the United States. Let's watch these clips and then we'll come back with more comments.
They are being starved. They are thirsty, only given 1 cup of water per day, are denied bathroom privileges, are denied medical attention. People in ICE concentration camps are losing their lives. And don't even think about saying FAFO, fuck around and find out, to these people in ICE detention centers. It is a shame that members of the Black community started the trend, and so many other people followed. This is an updated voting poll. Brown people voted for Kamala Harris more. But you fall for the colonizers' divisive tactics, the inaccurate voting polls, the initial propaganda. It is immature and immoral to be centering that type of behavior in response to a community that is being mass deported, imprisoned in concentration camps, and tossed out of the country to who knows where without any rights or contact to any lawyer or family. When we should be focused on solidarity, and this has to stop immediately. Especially those of you who claim to be activists perpetuating this FAFOBS nonsense.
Shouts out to Aaliyah, because this is where it was on her page when I first saw this lady, this Mexican lady. And then I went to her page and she doubled down and literally said that they helped us during the Civil War, which is a lie. And the Mexicans helped free the slaves. First of all, Mexico had slavery themselves that wasn't abolished until 1829 or 1830 or something, somewhere around there. And the president that abolished slavery in Mexico was Afro-Indigenous. I don't know why they keep leaving that part out. He looked more like a negro than he looked like. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And when we were down there, we was fighting beside them. We was helping to protect their borders. They conveniently leave that out. All this civil rights, nobody that was not fighting with us for civil rights. Is a lie and a scam, not as a collective. And they know a lot of them are anti-Black. It is so crazy that they keep blaming us. First of all, we've been saying fuck around and found out, just like we've been saying a whole bunch of other shit that they co-opt and steal and turn into something else. Around and found out never really had no political meaning. That's just how Black people talk. Trying to find out. That's how we talk. Why do they keep blaming us and centering us when we are not the ones that's putting them in concentration camps? We do not yield, nor do we hold the power to deport them. They are focusing on the wrong people. Why y'all not mad at MAGA? Why y'all not sticking it to the white man? I mean, we just got to call it a spade a spade. It's so weird that the Mexican and the Latino community keeps coming for Black people. It's because we're not putting our bodies, we're not sacrificing our bodies and going and running out and standing on the front lines. Is that what it is? Why they got so much animosity toward us like we're the ones that's doing this to them? We're not inflicting any pain on you. And as per Aaliyah's video, because I never saw that initial video, she played a video of a bullhead clear guy coining fun to find out for political purposes. Once again, stealing our shit, renaming, reclassifying it, giving it a different meaning. We're not making fun of y'all like that. We really ain't. We don't give a... It's unfortunate, but stop blaming. You're pointing.
Just give us immigration reform and don't treat us like dirt. It's not that hard. We're not asking for much. If anything, this is going to help the economy. And we're not asking for you to kiss the ground that we walk on. Just treat us with a little bit of decency. Just a little bit. It's not that hard. I promise you.
Bro, you came here illegally. So you're getting sent back. Like, I'm not really understanding where I'm supposed to feel bad. Like, it's the law. Like, what? Am I missing something? Like, we also can't do that. We can't go to other countries illegally and just pop up and start working and all of that without things in order, without abiding by their laws. And to be honest, it's a much worse punishment if we end up doing that. I feel like America is being generous. Y'all are getting caught and then being sent by a plane or sent by a bus back home. That's pretty generous if you ask me. Like, if I go to Russia and try to pull that off, I might not come home. they might lock me up for 50 years for trespassing. Like, I'm confused. The media is trying to make us feel bad, and they're like, oh, this person was 15 years old, he was a hard-working boy, he was in high school, blah, 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 and he was an illegal immigrant from Guatemala. Bro, you lost me. You lost me. He's illegal. So I'm sorry. Like, that's just what happens. I can't feel bad no more. Everything you said before that is disregarded. I'm sorry.
Latinos of all backgrounds, do y'all not realize black people are not the only people in this country? You got your Chinese Americans, your Japanese Americans, your Korean Americans, your Indian Americans, your Muslim Americans, your white Americans, and your own people. So why in Davy Jones' locker are y'all so pressed and mad at us because we not out protesting? Folks, we did the most effective protesting last November, and the data proves it. We protested when it mattered the most. We were not out here with whole productions talking about some "we will vote for Donald Trump." Y'all was out here with that foolishness, knowing full well, that y'all had a few abuelas, a few tios, tias, mijo, and mijas in your house undocumented. But y'all got y'all behinds on stage talking about some "we will vote for Donald Trump." And you think we supposed to be out here protesting, picket fence in hand, clowning like some monkeys in a zoo? No, sirree bop. We did what we were supposed to do. And y'all put y'all's own community in the position that it's in now. And y'all need to live with it.
Over the past few months, clips have been circulating online where immigrants express frustrations about deportation and immigration enforcement. In some of these videos, people say, "We supported Black Lives Matters. We marched for them. Now when immigrants are being deported, nobody is speaking for us." And in some cases, the frustration goes further, with people claiming that Black Americans are somehow responsible for political environment leading to deportations. Now, whether you agree with those statements or not, the fact that these videos are spreading tell us something important. There is a growing conversation happening between communities about expectations of solidarity. But before we jump to conclusions, we need to understand something critical. Deportation in the US are not decided by a single community. They are determined by federal immigration law, presidential administrations, immigration courts, and enforcement agents like ICE. So policies about who gets deported, who gets priority for enforcement, and who receives protection are decisions made at the federal level, which means the idea that one racial or even ethnic group is responsible for deportation doesn't really match how immigration policy works in the United States. But that still leaves important question. If the blame doesn't match the policy reality, why are people saying it?
Okay, this question is for anybody who is Mexican American, Chicano, Hispanic, Latino, whatever, however you identify, it's all the same to me. Doesn't matter. The question is this. If all of the migrant workers are deported, would you, your family, or any of your friends sign up to take their jobs? For example, such jobs as becoming farm workers, day labor.
For people who say just come here the legal way, I have a genuine question. Why do you advocate so hard for mass deportation instead of advocating for more pathways to legal immigration? Why do you resort to displacing families instead of pushing your government to create more ways for them to stay safe and legal here? And for the people who are blaming the parents for bringing their children here illegally, do you understand how far a human being has to be pushed to their limits to risk their lives just to be able to give their children the chance at a better life? And be honest with yourself, have you truly tried to put yourself in their shoes? The only thing that really separates you and an undocumented immigrant is where you were born. And I actually want answers to these questions because a lot of what I've seen from people who support mass deportation is that they're not truly informed on what they're talking about. Trump is actively signing orders that are taking away pathways to legal immigration, and you all seem to be happy about it. So I don't think that your issue is whether somebody is here legally or illegally. I think you just don't like their race, and that's why you feel so strongly about mass deportation.
A big part of this conversation comes from expectation of solidarity between communities. So many immigrants say they supported social justice movements, protests, and causes that affected other groups. So, when deportation increased, some feel that support should be returned. When that support doesn't appear visible to them, frustrations can build. And sometimes frustration turns into blame. But historically, the relationship between immigrant rights movement and civil rights movement has been more complex than what we see in short viral clips. So many civil rights organizations have supported immigration reform, while immigrant advocacy groups have supported broader social justice causes. So the reality is often more cooperative than confrontational.
Most immigrants, if not all of them, they all fell for the okie doke. Let me tell you why, right? Most immigrants are coming to this country for a better life or to chase the American dream, right? But there's a people in this country who has not experienced that. They've been disenfranchised. They have their communities and their schools defunded. They've been abused by people of authority, police officers, politicians making laws against them for no reason at all, just to fit into the buddy club, right? So if you're an immigrant coming to chase a better life, and you come to this country, and mind you, it's a benefit, it's a win-win situation, because you're going to be able to go to school when you come to this country. You're going to be able to send your children to school. You're going to be able to open businesses and possibly build some kind of wealth you would have never experienced in your home country, right? If you speak to an African American, they're going to tell you something negative. They might get in the way of what the government has planned for you. So the government has been destroying their image to all immigrants, because no matter what, Haitian immigrant, Caribbean immigrant, whatever it may be, Chinese immigrant, Russian immigrant, everyone has been told the same story by who I don't know. The black people, they're lazy, they're violent, they're this and that. When the black people don't even have the ability to tell their own stories, because their image is owned by the media. The media puts them as gang members and drug lords and all kind of things. So they're at the behest of whatever the media says that they are as well. So immigrants come here adopting this mindset that the African Americans are lazy, worthless, and violent. And it's funny because like the white immigrants can't tell the difference between a Caribbean and an African American. So in all reality, they're just against black people, period. And then the Caribbeans is just against the African Americans. And it's funny, I remember when I was growing up, I went to school, junior high school, in a white neighborhood, right? All of my Chinese friends used to always tell me, hey, my parents found out we walk home together, or whatever the case is. You know, I'd be in a lot of trouble. My parents found out that you were smarter than me, I'd be in a lot of trouble. And I'm like, I remember I used to ask them, like, mind you, this is a white neighborhood. Their parents and them live in this white neighborhood. I used to ask them, do your parents work in a black neighborhood? Do they work with black people? These are first generation Chinese people. So they don't. They work in stores and stuff like that. They don't have no career path or nothing like that. But they're still letting their children know, stay away from black people. Don't do nothing with them. How do they know? What interactions do you have with black people? None. But somebody's telling them something. So to wrap it all up though, the immigrants have this bad mindset to African Americans while making money from the African Americans, while being able to enjoy rights that the African Americans fought for, while having their stores in African American communities and black communities, and being able to send their children to school because of them. But yet they fall for the okie doke. While they're benefiting from them, they'll still have a bad mouth against them, saying bad things about them. But we know that that's just like a dissociation, because none of it is true.
So obviously, videos that shows disagreement, anger, or even blame spread faster than videos showing cooperation. So a clip where someone blames another group will often travel further online than a discussion about policy or even coalition building. That doesn't mean that the frustration in those clips isn't real, but it does mean that we should be careful about assuming that those clips represent an entire community. So at the end of the day, deportation policy is shaped by laws, elections, and even government decisions, not by a single group of Americans. The conversation we are seeing online may reflect frustration, fear, and political disagreement, but they also show how easily complex issues can turn into blame between communities, which raises the bigger question. Instead of asking which group is responsible, maybe we should be asking who actually controls the policies that lead to deportation in the first place. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and if you want more breakdowns of conversations happening online, make sure you hit the subscribe button to join our family. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.